Hello, welcome back. I'm Paula Carnell and I'm reading chapters from my book, Artist to Bees, which is a story of my journey from being an artist to a bee speaker. So this is chapter 4 and it's called The Bees Will Come. And there we go. After the initial excitement of having a hive and deciding where in the garden it should be placed, the task of finding bees to live in it became my next project. The previous year we'd built an extension on our house, delayed due to my illness, and now the trauma and disruption had transferred to our garden, where from my bed I could lie and see a huge mound of mud and clay. I could look through the large hole in our hedge which had been given access to the diggers and other machinery. Laying in and on the bed, as I did much of the time, I would gaze out into the field beyond the open hedge and watch the various dog walkers throughout the day. I became familiar with each of their dogs and their own mannerisms. The man who always coughed and the lady who chatted with friends on their phones as they marched their dogs around the 11-acre field. One day a new walker and dog caught my eye. He had a lollopy walk, which was echoed in his dog. He was a happy strider who patiently allowed his brown and white dog to zigzag around the field. As a new man on the block and with clearly as good a view of me as I had of him, I wasn't sure whether or not to wave as he passed by the hole in our hedge. His walks became more frequent and I enjoyed our regular nods of greeting as he passed. Meanwhile, I was still on my quest for bees. As it was winter, there wasn't any urgency. However, I didn't want to miss the spring swarm season. I found on the British Beekeeping Association, BBKA, website a page that directed the searcher to the local division, and then the swarm catcher. Swarm catchers seemed like the person I needed to get in touch with to find some bees, so one afternoon I called the number and spoke to Chris. We discussed my predicament and he asked where I was. I explained the lane and how my new hive looked out over a large field, to which he said, "I know exactly where you are. I walk my dog round that field." Yes, you've guessed right. Chris was the friendly lollopy walker. Chris Bees, as I named him, brought me some bees to go in my hive and agreed to care for them, teaching me along the way on the days I was able to help. This was one of the first serendipitous occurrences that the bees have brought into my life. So there we go. That was chapter 4 from Artist to Bees, and I'm Paula Carnell.